Hey everyone, it's Eric, Ground Pounder Off-Road. We just got back from the first race for the 2018 series of the SRRS Bounty UTV series. Great race, 5 tough hills. I made it to the 4th hill and had a pretty nasty spill. You'll get to see some footage of that here in just a second. It was so rough that it did actually bend our 1/8" wall Dom cage that we put on this thing. So that's why we're making this video though. Is ultimately I took a really nasty, about a 9-foot fall, landed directly on this corner and was completely fine. It didn't knock me out, didn't daze me. I gave the thumbs up, I was good to go. They flipped me back on my wheels and I drove off to see what other damage I'd done with the machine, which turns out, other than some cosmetic damage, the cage was the only thing that was really hurt. But I just want to talk about the safety aspect of this, because the rules are changing for a lot of these competitions this year. And I want everybody to understand that not just the crazy stuff that you see in competition, but stuff you should really think about if you're just out doing extreme four-wheeling in these machines, because they are stupid capable now, especially if you're willing to push them. I think everybody knows, you know, helmet's not a bad idea. It's really the best idea if you're doing some of the crazy stuff I've seen people doing in some of these parks without it. I'm not saying I'm a net nanny, but think about it. If your noggin gets busted up, you're a dead man or you're a vegetable, so keep that in mind. The other thing that we run in these series now, a lot of the series are getting away from the neck braces because they're not as safe as they should be, compared to like a Hans device, which attaches to your helmet and strapped down to your body. Buy the belts, the 5-point harnesses, keeps your head nice and stable, keeps you from bouncing around and getting knocked out. Well worth it. The most you're seeing in all the series now is everybody's asking for window nets or wrist restraints. I've tried both. Personally, I like window nets. Even as nasty a spill as I took this weekend, I didn't let go of the steering wheel. I did manage to bend it, which we'll show you here in a second. I think you'll get a good laugh out of it. But that's something to also think about. If you're out here doing really crazy stuff, these things don't have windows. And if they go barrel rolling down the hill, you know, it's going to keep your hands inside if you have a nice little window net or even wrist restraints. As odd as that sounds, it might not be a bad idea, okay? Other thing's a fire suit. I've heard a lot of people complaining about the fire suits. Guys, it's a real thing. I've seen power steering pumps catch rigs on fire that are out on a trail ride, much less if you flip them down a mountain. Now, UTVs don't have power steering. I know that's not as big an issue, but the fuel tank is directly over the passenger's legs in this particular machine and is under the passenger seat in most of your Razor designs, all right? Fire extinguisher, that sort of thing is awesome, but if you're pushing it really hard, you puncture that tank, there's something coming up through the floor and it hits that exhaust, boom, you have a fire. Fire suit's legit if you're racing. I don't think you really need it if you're out four-wheeling having fun, but it's something to think about if you're doing really, really crazy stuff, all right? The other thing I want to talk about real quick is the containment seat. We're running a Kirky full containment on this unit. This thing not only makes you safer, it makes you a better driver, okay? I did everything this weekend. I placed 6th overall against hardcore single-seat competitors, all right? I had a 2-seat factory wheelbase, factory equipment machine with an open front differential, all right? Part of this is because I could drive the machine because I was nice and rigid, I was strapped in, and in the spill that I took on that 4th hill, I didn't move, all right? I was captured by the seat, and all the other safety stuff worked, and it was very, very survivable, all right? Even though the cage took a knock, I'm still fine, all right? I was up walking out, and everybody got a good laugh out of the steering wheel. Imagine this had been a factory cage though, a completely different scenario. This thing would have been flat. I'd probably be in some trouble right now, all right? This is what happened to my steering wheel, all right? This is a Dragonfire steering wheel. You'll see in the GoPro footage, I actually pulled this steering wheel towards me on the last hit as a knee-jerk reaction to how hard it hit. I bent the steering wheel. It knocked the key out of the ignition of this machine. I hit so hard. Those of you that own one of these with a little claw grip on it, you know how hard that key is to get out? It knocked it out of the ignition into the floorboard and had to find it for me, okay? So, nice to be able to get in and out of, but you can bend them. But it didn't come off. It stayed latched, so that was kind of nice. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to touch base. We'll show you some damage in a couple pictures here in a second of the cage here where it kind of rolled this edge and folded it down slightly. Didn't move much, just moved enough to where it kind of annoyed me. So we're going to redo the cage. We put a notch in the back and dented up a trailing arm. Overall, the machine did great. I'm really happy with what we got. First time out really racing the Bounty series in it with an open front diff. We finished 6th, so we're going to come back in 2 months and be a lot harder hitter than we are now, all right? So anyway, be safe, keep these ideas in mind, and we'll see you out on the trail.